Hello and welcome to the Knit Shift, episode 16. My name is Laura and today is Thursday, July 9th, 2015. If you're new here, welcome. This is a knitting podcast where I talk a lot about yarn, a lot about knitting, crochet, and my dog. It's called the Knit Shift because I work the night shift. I am a journalist who puts out a paper at night, 4 to midnight, and then I knit really late at night, hence the Knit Shift. If you're coming back, thank you so much. It's always nice to see a familiar face. Show notes for this episode and all episodes can be found at theknitshift.com. I'm on Instagram as Laura Mahalski. I'm on Ravelry as Yarnstormer, and there is a group for the Knit Shift over there, and we have a baby knit along going on right now, so come check us out. Well, I hope you've had a really good week. If you are American, you of course had the 4th of July last weekend. I hope it was a great weekend for you. If you had a long weekend, fantastic. I did not, but that's pretty normal for my line of work. I never get holidays off unless they fall on my day off, which is what happened this year. So I was off Friday and Saturday, which are my normal days off, and then back to work Sunday. But I get to take another day off eventually, as a holiday equivalent. So that's pretty nice. I've seen 3 movies in the past week, which I'll talk about later. Other than that, it's been a pretty uneventful week full of knitting, so let's get to it. I have 1.5 finished objects to share with you this week, and I'll show you the first thing, which I'm really excited about. Last week, I shared a baby vest that I had just started, and I finished it. This is Milo Bambino. I want to make it rhyme, so I'm going to call it Milo Bambino. It's freshly knit. It is not blocked. The ends, you can see, are not woven in. I'm so excited about this, you guys. There's a vest on Ravelry called Milo or Milo, and it's larger sizes for children. But the designer, I guess, saw that it was so successful that she decided to make a smaller version. So that's the one I bought. She has 5 sizes between newborn or preemie, really small preemie. She has several preemie sizes going up to age 1. So I knit this. This is the 6-month size. I knit the top part on size 2 needles, which was something recommended in the pattern, and I knit the body on 3s. I think technically the pattern called for size 2.5. I'm not someone who swatches for baby knits. I just generally try and get it in the ballpark. I know baby knits don't fit but for several wears, and that's fine. I want it to be something special that it doesn't have to wear out from use. I just want them to have a little something special for the baby. So she gives you 5 sizes. It's a paid pattern at $6, and let me see if I have the designer's name right here. I think I do. I don't think I have it. It's on the tip of my tongue. Anyway, she gives you 5 sizes, and she also gives you 5 cable patterns. And I chose the waving cable, which you can see right here. It's a very simple, each cable pattern is a 16-row repeat. And this was a very simple cable, if you're new to cables. And and then I switched back to size 2 for the garter border, and I'm really pleased with it. This yarn is Malabrigo Sock in Solis, and it took about half of the skein, so about 200 some yards. It weighs 44 grams, and I'm telling you this because I'm knitting another one right now. These vests are actually for twin boys that are being born. So I have exactly like 46 grams left. So ordinarily I would be sweating about, not having enough yarn left, but I have a whole nother skein of this. So if I can finish this, if I can use just one skein and make 2 vests from it, fantastic. But if not, no big deal. So I just started the second vest. It's kind of hard to tell what it is, but what you do is, if you can kind of see the square of the neckline, you go around and around for a while, and then you cast off this edge, and then this edge, and that makes the armholes. It's very clever. I've never knit a vest before, so I was very impressed. So I've knit these both as 6-month sizes. I'm going to probably pick a different cable for the second one, because I'd like to have the vests be very similar, but just maybe a little something different. We don't know if they're identical or fraternal twins yet. But I'm flying along on this, and if the last week proves to be any indication, I will get this done very soon. I will say, though, I knit most of this body, like from here to here. I knit this all in one day on Saturday, on the actual 4th of July. I did not much else but sit on the couch and knit, and it was fantastic. So I hope to have this other vest done in a couple weeks, at most. I'm all tangled up here. I'll just let that sit. And that brings me to my second, well, the half-finished object. Just minutes ago, I bound off on a sock. This is Flying Kettle Dye Works in her glider base, which is a merino nylon blend, 400 yards, and the colorway is Grog-Bellied Sea Dog. I love this yarn so much. Its base is really a nice sky baby blue, and it's got blips of fuchsia and magenta and lilac and dark purple, eggplant purple, and peachy tones, but I think my favorite are the blips of highlighter yellow, if you can see that there. I just really love when the highlighter yellow shows up. So you can see there was no pulling at all with this sock. It just was really lovely and speckled, and I've already cast on the mate just minutes ago, really. But it's really not much more than a toe, but let me reach for it here. What is going on here? So it really is next to nothing, but there you go, the start of the toe. So that is what I'm focusing on right now. I would love to get this. The second sock will be something I work on here and there over the next few weeks. Next weekend I am going out of town to Washington, D.C. Well, Alexandria, really. I don't even know if we'll make it into D.C. proper, but I'm just having a girls' weekend in Alexandria with some friends, and I have a feeling I'll be knitting on that sock quite a bit. I'm taking the train up and back, so I'll have 3 hours or so to knit, which will be fantastic, and I'll probably work on the vest as well, so probably won't cast on anything new, because I still have another pair of socks on the needles. I have a pair of 2 at a time going that I have had on the needles since May probably, so I'd like to get those done soon too. So yeah, that's what I've been up to in the knitting department. It's just been, I just really like stockinette knitting. I know a lot of people really love to knit new patterns all the time, but I really have a special place in my heart for stockinette socks and, you know, a mostly stockinette project like this little baby vest. So that's what I've been up to knitting-wise, and that brings me to spinning, which I actually have a little bit of an update on. Sorry, the mail's here. Sorry about that. That was pretty funny, huh? Well, I have a good little guard dog, that's for sure. So, spinning. I have been spinning some fiber that Kate of the Stitch Addiction podcast gave to me for practice, and my goals for the Tour de Fleece have been to spin 15 minutes a day. And just focus on consistency, focus on focusing, basically, just to be mindful about the way I'm spinning. And so far, I'm really happy with how it's been going. I've been trying to go for semi-thin singles, and I'm not super consistent. I was more consistent when I first started, but I think I just really need to be spinning when I'm alone, or it's just the peace and quiet, and I'm not, like, talking to my boyfriend, or in between, you know, it's not like I'm knitting a row and then I go check on dinner or something. I need to just sit and focus on it. So far so good. I'm using my Erin Make Stuff spindle, which I really like, and it's been very enjoyable. I definitely want to keep up with this. I'm really eager to move to fancy, quote-unquote, fiber, because I have some really pretty stuff in my stash, but, you know, I know patience is a virtue, and I'll get there. So I have lots to practice with, and I've the Tour de France started Saturday, and I have spun every day but yesterday and today. So I need to practice. I've got about 45 minutes before I go to work, so perhaps after I'm done recording, I'll spin for a little bit. And that brings me to odds and ends, which I just have a couple things I was going to tell you about today. Like I said at the beginning, I saw 3 movies last weekend / this week. I went out with some of my knitting friends Friday and saw Magic Mike XXL. I highly recommend it. Very fun movie. Don't go take your mother to it or anything because there's some inappropriate stuff, but it's highly enjoyable and just a really good time. So definitely think about checking it out. And then I saw Inside Out with my boyfriend the next day, which was very, very sweet. Very enjoyable. I liked it a lot. I didn't cry. A lot of people cried and, mentioned it on Facebook or Twitter, but I almost got a little verklempt at one scene, but I think because I'm not a parent, I didn't totally sob or anything. But it's very sweet, and it makes you think about your own childhood and just growing up in general. It's kind of bittersweet, and I really enjoyed it. And the third movie I saw was after work Sunday night. Josh and I rented a movie on demand called What We Do in the Shadows. And if you ever saw the TV show Flight of the Conchords, which is made by Comics in New Zealand, it was a very short-lived show on HBO here in America, but very funny, kind of like a mockumentary style, like the Christopher Guest movies. Well, Jermaine Clement, who was one of the 2 main actors in Flight of the Conchords, I don't know if he made it, I just know that he's one of the stars. But he is in a vampire movie that is basically like a fake documentary, a mockumentary. And it was a 90-minute movie. I think it might have been promoted by Funny or Die, the website. I'm not totally sure. But it was very funny and just very dry. Like if you like the British show The Office, you would enjoy this, I think. And randomly enough, one of the vampires is a knitter. And I won't say anything else about that, but it was highly enjoyable to see a vampire knitting. Straight needles, garter stitch, which is, movie knitting is rarely circular, Fair Isle. They go for the easy stuff, which I understand. I think I would be distracting, if they got a legit knitter in there who was working on a real project, they'd probably be distracting because they would knit so fast. So I definitely recommend that, and yeah, that's really all I had to talk about today. I was trying to fit this in before work, so it's a little bit shorter than normal, but I've just been doing a lot of knitting lately. I hope you're staying cool if it's summer where you are. It's a heat index of 100 to 104 today where I live, and just going out in the sun, it just really hits you. It's really hot, so I hope you're staying cool wherever you are and enjoying what you're knitting, and I'll see you next week. Bye! I just remembered, there may or may not be an episode next week, as that's the weekend I'm going out of town. So, possibly see you next week. Definitely see you the week after that, for sure. Take care. Bye!